What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to GPU mine CONFLUX. So the first thing you're obviously going to need when it comes to mining any coin is the wallet, and on their website there is a Create Wallet tab, which will take you to this Fluent wallet, which is a web-based wallet here. It is available for Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and just like Chrome and Firefox, it will work for Brave browser as well. All right, so once you have your wallet, seed phrase, and everything copied over for backup purposes, you'll enter your wallet and you'll see something like this. And to mine to an address, simply hit this copy button, and that is your address right here. Next up, we're gonna need a miner, and in this case, we're gonna utilize Regal Miner as they do support CONFLUX. Now, previously in older setup videos, which I did do, we did utilize T-Rex. Now, Regal Miner is pretty much the new T-Rex. It's the go-to for NVIDIA GPUs. You can utilize AMD GPUs with other miners such as G-Miner, but AMD seems to be losing a lot of support, and I feel it's almost like a dying breed when it comes to crypto mining. NVIDIA seems to be the future, so we're utilizing Regal Miner. So once you do download and extract Regal Miner, come in till you see CFX. This is a pre-made bat file where we're just going to change some of the information to our proper wallet address. So we're going to click more info, run anyway, and then just bring this up right here. So what we're going to be utilizing here is Hero Miners, as they are the sponsor of today's video. So by default, we can see there are no colons in front of this line. What this means is it is going to run this line right here. We don't want that to happen because we do not want to use Wooly Pooly. So we're going to put 2 colons in there and remove the colons right here. So now we're going to come up into here. So here's where we got to put in our wallet, which we did copy earlier. So I'm simply going to paste that in right there. And now /W here is my rig. This is where you're going to put your worker name. So I'm going to go Rabid workstation, as this is my workstation I'll be utilizing with the RTX 4090. Next up, we're going to need to choose our stratum and everything for the pool. So always choose the closest stratum for you. Coming into Hero Miners here, I'm going to use USA West here. So I'm simply going to copy this over right here, right click, copy, bring up our bat file right here. And then I'm just going to remove what they currently have and paste this in like so. That is it. It is that easy, pretty fast, pretty simple to get up and running. Simply save this at this point here, and then we got to adjust some overclock settings. So coming into hashrate.no for CONFLUX on the RTX 4090, we can see that based on their overclock settings, this is looking like a memory intensive coin where we're setting our memory clock offset in Linux 2000 and in Windows 1000. For the comes to the 3000 series and 4000 series NVIDIA cards, you double your memory in Linux over what you use in Windows. So there is no core clock type of setting here. I might set a core clock just because, but just for some basic overclocks, these are some numbers that you can utilize with a power limit setting to 280. All right, so to set my overclocks here, what I'm going to do is set that memory offset here. I'm also going to set the core offset here of about 300, and then I'm going to set that memory to 1000. Like they said there, we do got to get that power limit. I'm going to try about 280 and see what happens. Apply those overclocks like so. I'm going to bring up Afterburner just so that you guys can see what's all applied here. So it does say 5001. Once we start our miner, this will kick in to be like 10, 11,000 or something like that on the memory. So now that we got our overclock setups, and you can download this LOL Miner GUI, which is what I use for overclocking in Windows, directly from the LOL Miner GitHub, and then just run the GUI as an admin inside of the bat file there. So now we're going to come into here and run this like so, and we should begin mining CONFLUX. All right, so I was having issues with my overclock, so I took off my core offset, went 1000 on the memory, and we'll see if this works here. But now we're coming in, we'll run CONFLUX right here and see if we have an overclocking issue. No, it's not looking like it anymore. I would have showed it already. but our DAG size is 7.87 gigabytes, which means you're going to need at least a 10 gigabyte card in order to run this. 8 gigabytes might work, but you're cutting it pretty close to loading there, and you may see reduction in hash rates. You may get a bunch of errors and stuff. So make sure you do utilize something with at least 10 gigabytes to get up and running for this. But we can see we're getting some hash rate and everything. So that core offset seems to be an issue that I did have set there, but now our hash rate is hanging out at about 121 mega hash. We are going to come in here and go into CONFLUX and check our mining pool. Make sure we grab our wallet again and then copy our address. So we do have that. Come into the mining pool here, scroll on down, enter your address under your stats and payment history, and our GPU should be detected fairly fast. Yes, it's already here, up and running to Hero Miners in Windows. Now let's jump on over to HiveOS. All right, so here we are in HiveOS, and the first thing we're going to need to do is set up our wallet. So come into our Fluent wallet here, copy our address just like what we did in Windows. Come into wallets here, wait for it to load, add wallet, and then type coin and ticker. This should be CFX right there. Paste your wallet address in, name it whatever you want. I'm going to go with test video so I don't get it confused, even though I probably already have it in here under its default name or something. So I'm just going to create that for video purposes. And now we're going to come into our flight sheet. So once this does load up, now we're just going to go CFX, click right here, go into our wallet, and you can see I already have it named up. I got 2 test videos here, so I did use small letters and everything for this one, so I'm just going to go test video. For our pool, nice and easy. Hero Miners is implemented by default, which is the sponsor of this video, remember. We're going to come into USA West, click on that, closest stratum for me. Scroll all the way down to apply. Now we need our miner, which is going to be Regal Miner in this case, again, because it is one of the best miners for NVIDIA. I'm going to go CFX, test video, Hero Miners for my flight sheet name. I'm just going to come into my flight sheet, make sure everything looks correct. Wallet.worker name. Regal likes the worker name in here, so I'm just going to remove it from here. This will work as well. If you put it in both places, you will get a double name. But everything is looking good, so I'm just going to apply those changes and create that flight sheet. Now I'm going to go into a GPU. Now I'm not sure which one to use. So what do I have on this rig here? 3070, 8 gigabytes, 8.1 gigabytes. So it might not work. The flight sheet is good, but let's try the 3070 as that DAG size is getting pretty close. So I'm going to remove my current Warthog flight sheet, unset that. There we go. And now I'm just going to come back in my overview here, set some overclock settings. So I'm just going to keep, you know what? I'm just going to keep the same overclock settings because why not? We got our 2000 memory here. You know, we could just put our core to 0 with just an offset. I'm just going to leave it as is. So we're just going to apply, even though we didn't do any changes here. Come into our flight sheet and we're going to run this and see if this GPU even works. So right here, we can see the latest flight sheet after your latest favorited one will pop up on top. In this case, this is the one we just made. So I'm going to send that to the moon and let's see what happens. All right, so I SSH'd in just to watch to see if it'll load the DAG and everything. So far, it looks like it did. So it did load that DAG file. So everything looks good, but remember, it's getting pretty darn close here, but it is looking like 8 gigabyte cards will work in this case. It's pretty close to that maximum. But yeah, it looks like everything is working good. We're starting to get some hash rates. I didn't see any errors due to overclock issues or anything. So we're just going to wait a couple seconds here and jump into the pool and see if we are detected. All right, so coming into the pool, you can see we are now detected. We have 2 accepted shares. I do want to point out by default, it actually had a password of X in here and I wasn't getting any accepted shares. So make sure you remove the password and then everything will run. Now we're getting accepted shares. We're detected at the pool. Everything is mining as it should. So hopefully this video did help you out to get up and running to mine CONFLUX in both Windows and HiveOS. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.